What's going on, guys, and welcome back to the channel. In today's video we are going to be tackling the front bar for the W204, but not only that, we're also going to be tackling anything related to the front bar. So without any further ado, let's get straight into it, eh? Okay guys, so in order to remove the front bar, we have to remove everything I'm going to show you right now, from the air ducts to the front cover to the headlight covers. One by one, we're going to slowly remove it all. Okay, so just like in the clip with the light up star, all you have to do is pull back these air ducts and then pull that out. Same to the other side. There we go. Now, with them moved, we have to remove the headlight cover. And we remove them by using a flathead just to get under these clips, push clips, like so. Lift it up. Do the same to the other one on this side. You just want to get a very thin flathead so you can get underneath it. Just careful as well, guys. Take your time. You don't want to scratch anything. Once you remove these two push pins, they're simply push clips, so they lift out and they just sit in these holes here. Okay, now to remove the cover, so like we did last time, pull back a little bit this side, lift it up, do the same to the other side, and then loosen this. There we go, and then lift it up. Just lift it over and leave it there just like that. We need to remove the grille, okay? And so to remove the grille, we just need a 10mm. There we go, and we'll just leave that there. So if you haven't seen this properly, just watch the light up star video, and it shows you in more detail how to remove the front grille. Okay. Okay, that's that, and we'll disconnect this light up star. There we go. To remove the front bar, we have to remove 6 bolts. One right here. You just sit that here so I know where it is. And another 10mm on this side. Okay, that's it there. So in order to remove the front bar, we still need to remove this wheel well, and there's 3 clips just like the clips for the headlight covers. We have to remove these 3, and same to the other side. It's to remove them just like we did before. It's 1, it's 2, 3. After we do that, just to make your life easier, there's an actual 8mm screw under here that we need to remove just to make life easier. So now once you remove it, as you can see, it frees it up. Now once you remove these 3 clips, you can pull it back, and now we can get to the 2 10mm bolts under here. Now what I like to do here, I either use just a piece of wire, and what I do is I just pull it back enough so that I can wrap it around the rim, and I use wire so it doesn't scratch anything. Now we can access it. We can access these 2 10mm nuts right here. There's one there, and there's another one right there. In order to remove the 2 10mm bolts, what I like to do is just to use a power tool and extension. Make sure it's on the bolt, and then just remove one, and the second one. There we go. If you don't have Euro markers, if you do, what you want to do is just unplug it as well. And then do the same to the other side. And these are the 2 bolts that you're removing. Okay, and if you don't have a power tool, this is how you would do it, with just an 6-inch extension. And then once you have it loose, disconnect it, and then just undo it by hand, like so. And there we go, 2 10mm bolts removed. And there you have it. Okay guys, so I'm not sure how it is on other models, but for my particular model with the LED lights, you actually have to remove the 3 clips for the wheel well, and also there's another clip in here, and I'm talking about the push clips. Same on the other side, there will be another push clip right there where that hole is. They sit in there, so you have to remove these clips or else it's not going to come off. After removing those 2 8mm screws before, you actually have to reach in here and remove these 2 8mm screws as well. If you do not remove these, the front bar is not going to come off. So you have to remove this 8mm in order to free this part up. So you can put your hand through here, get a tool in, and then remove this 8mm. After you remove that, then the front bar will just come off. If the front bar isn't coming off easily, then you're obviously forgetting something. So remember that, guys. And then after you're done and you have the front bar loosened, all you have to do is unplug the LED light. So in order to remove this clip, all you do is pull it back and then press down on it and it will unclip. And then for the parking sensors, it's a little bit different. So it'll be plugged in like so from the top. And all you have to do is press on this here. And as you can see, it lifts up the locking mechanism and then it just simply unplugs. Then you just have to pull the front bar off and it comes straight off. I forgot to mention earlier that you also have to remove these off the front bar here. It just simply slides over the top of this and then it just clips over the top. Now, one on the other side of mine actually ripped. Okay, but just to show you how to remove it, you just lift it up and then it just pulls out like that. So make sure you remember to remove this. I actually forgot to remove mine, so as you can see, it ripped off. So it looks like I'll be replacing this rubber seal. Okay guys, so just to recap, you remove the air filter ducts first, and then after that you remove the top headlight cover on both sides by removing those push clips. Then you loosen up this top radiator cover. You remove 6 10mm bolts, screws, which is one on each side here and there, and then the 2 that sit here. There's 2 right there, and those 2 10mm screws sit in here, as you can see right there. So, and then the same for the other side as well. Remove those 2 10mm screws right there as well. And then if you have side markers, remember to pull out the bolt like so, and then remove the 8mm that holds these 2 plastic pieces together. Then reach in through here and remove this 8mm screw right here. If you do not remove this screw, the front bar isn't going to come off, and then you're going to break something trying to get it off. Okay, and here's the other one on the other side. So you do the same thing. You remove that 8mm screw that I showed you under here, which is here, right there. And then you do the same thing. You part it, put your hand through here, and remove this 8mm screw. And then the front bar will simply loosen, and you can actually pull it back enough and sit it on the ground. Make sure you have a piece of cardboard like so you can have it resting on it. You don't want to just put it directly on concrete because it will scratch. And then you have to remove these LED plugs, and then after you do all that, the front bar will simply just slide off. And what happens is you end up with this. As you can see from here, you can get access to many things, from the horn to the outside temperature sensor to even the headlight, and also most importantly anything related to the front bar like I was discussing earlier. Now I'm going to show you guys how to disassemble this whole front bar so that you can replace any parts on it. So if you need to remove this Euro side marker for whatever reason, all you have to do is, with the T27 Torx bit, remove this screw and then simply push on this tab so it unclips, and then push it out, and then as you can see, it just comes apart like so. Okay, so it actually locks in from this tab here, and it has to sit over the top like so, and that's how it folds in. So in order to reinstall it, line up your indicator, but don't push it in yet, and then make sure you get this black piece under and over under these 2 prongs here, so it can sit under it, and then line up your Euro side marker. Then you can push it in and it will clip into place like so. Then simply replace the T27 screw and you're done. That is how you replace or upgrade the Euro side markers, just like that. Now I'm going to show you guys how to remove this LED strip. Okay guys, so if you want to remove the LED strip, all you have to do is remove 3 8mm screws. There's one here, there's another one right here, and another one just up here. And once you remove these three, the LED strip actually just comes out in one piece. Okay, now what you have to do is pull it back, and you want to get this chrome piece here, right there, out, so it can slide out like so. And there you have it, guys. That's how you remove the chrome strip on a W204. It is actually that easy. Once you remove the front bar and you actually can have access to it all, it's actually that easy to remove this LED strip. And then to reinstall it, it's just simply reverse. But I've got to show you an important. Okay guys, now in order to reinstall it, all you have to do is line it up. Make sure you're looking on the outside so you do not scratch it as you're trying to reinstall this chrome piece here. And then simply slide it in, push it all the way through, and make sure it's sitting in flush. And that's it. And then you just have to replace the 3 8mm screws. There you have it. Now you don't have to put these on too tight, guys, just enough so that it's secure. Don't go crazy and you know, tighten the crap out of it. And while you have this off, if you actually wanted to remove this black piece on this side here, all you'd have to do is, once you have this removed, is remove the T10 torx screws, and then that simply just slides out, and then you can simply do whatever you need to, replace it or whatever the case may be.
So long as you remove the LED strip first and the 3 8mm screws on the other side.
And there you have it, guys, how to remove the LED strip on the W204, as well as the surrounding grille for the W204 as well. Now I'm actually going to show you guys how to disassemble the whole rear bracket of the W204. I'm removing the foam in order to access the parking sensors. So in order to get to the sensors, what we have to do is remove these 2 brackets. Okay, there's one on this side and one on the other side. How we do that is, it's clipped in by 2 clips in here and 1 on each side here. So how I remove it is, I push it down to help it free, and then I simply lift up this tab like so, and then it simply frees up. There we go. Then you do the same to the other side as well. So you press down a little bit and then you lift up the tab. There we go. And then for the top, I'll actually show you how it clips in. So what you're trying to do is press this down a little bit so the tab here can free up, and then you simply pull it out. So the one way I do it is I angle it a little bit like that, and then I just let it come out. Let me show you. You angle it a bit to the top, but be careful, guys, and then it will come out like so. There we go. And that's how you remove these 2 brackets. Once you have that removed, we can now get to all the sensors, but in order to get to them, you'll see that there's these tabs that hold the foam in place. So all you have to do is lift them up and then slowly free it up. Let me show you. For this one, you just lift it up and then pull it out like so. And then do the same to this side. So you lift it up and then release it a little bit. Do the same to this one. There we go. And then there's also one at the bottom here, so you need to remove that too. But what I've noticed is once you free the top, you can actually just pull it out of the bottom one like so. There we have it. And then it's the same down the bottom here. Just push it down and lift it out. And then just work your way all the way across here on this side. Lift it up and pull it out, and there you have it. That's how the foam comes out. And now we have access to all the sensors. We already had access to the 2 side ones, but we had to get access to these ones here. These 4 in the center. In order to remove a sensor, all you have to do is pry these 2 tabs open, and then it will simply come out. There you have it. That's how you remove the sensors. And in order to unplug them, as you can see, there's a tab here. All you have to do is press on that tab and then unclip it. And that's how you remove the sensor. Okay, so if you need to replace it for whatever reason, that's how you get to the sensors. Okay guys, now just to let you know, if you had to replace this lower grille, what you would have to do is remove all these clips at the bottom that hold in the lower support bar, and then remove these two pieces on each side, and they're very easy. As you can see, they just come off quite easily. But the most important thing is that the grille sits in first, and then these two pieces, and then the lower support bar holds everything in place, as you can see. Then everything else is just in reversal. So the next thing we do is we'll put the foam back in, and I'll show you how to do that. Okay, so first thing, you just want to put the foam piece back in. Now that simply just pushes into place. All you have to do is, while you're pushing it in, is lift up the top tabs, and then it will just slide into place. Okay, and then just follow it along all the way. There's a tab there, a tab there, and another one here, here, and here. So there's 6 altogether. But also make sure that these lower tabs under here are also clipped in place. See, make sure they're holding them as well into place. Okay, like so, as you can see. Make sure these tabs here are holding the foam in place as well, right here as well. Okay, so you want to push it in, and there, make sure the tab is over the foam, and that goes for all of them, guys. For these, all you have to do is line it up. It simply just clips in there like so, and then the bottom one clips in, and don't forget the one on this side as well. There we go, that's one side done. Okay, and now for the other side, you just have to push the top one in so that these clip into place, like so. And just push it in till it clicks in, and same for the bottom. 1, 2, and 3. And that's it, guys. That's it for the front bar, and now we can just put it back onto the car because we are done. So, if you wanted to replace these for any reason, it's actually pretty simple. All you have to do is, I'm not going to do it because there's no point, it's just easy. So as you can see, that's the spring that allows it to keep coming back, that allows the headlamp washers to push in and out. So in order to replace it, all you have to do is release one side, and then it will simply release. But when it comes to reinstalling it, make sure that these two pins are exactly where they are right now. They have to be seated over the top of this part here. Okay, it's very important that those two pins are seated on top. The first thing we need to do here is we need to reconnect the plug for the sensors. So it just simply clicks back into place like so, and there you have it, just like that. And also we need to connect the LED lights. So make sure the plug is pulled out like so. Make sure this plug is pulled out like that, and then we plug it in into the light right there. And then after you plug it in, you push the grey clip back down like that. Okay guys, now that you've re-plugged back in the sensors and also the LED strips, what I like to do is grip it from the middle and then slowly come up and then get 2 screws in first. So the 2 screws in the middle, I like to get them on first so that it holds it in place. But don't put them in, do not put them in all the way. You just want them there so that it holds it into place for now. I just tighten it by hand like so. As you can see, I'm just going to tighten it by hand. Then you need to guide it so that it's in the right position. Okay? Now, okay, that's good. There we go. That's good. Okay. This one side. And then you want to help guide it in tighten one side first, like so. And there we have it. That's one side in. And then we just simply put the screws in so that it holds it in place. But you're not tightening them all the way yet. After I've lined it up and held it in by the 2 bolts at the front, what we need to do here is make sure that these 2 pins line up, because there's actually 2 holes where they fit. And then we push them in place, and then we hand tighten the 10mm bolts so that it helps hold it in place as well. And as you can see, this is why it's really important to use some painter's tape here so it doesn't scratch your headlight. We need to line it up, the 2 pins here. There we go, that's lined up now. So while that is lined up, I am going to put 1 screw in first to help hold it in place. There we go. It's 1 in for the other one. I can see it from here. Alrighties. There we go. Okay, now that I have the bolt in place, I just use a extension this time. Because the last thing I want to do is use a power tool and just make sure as you're tightening that you can see that the tabs go where they're supposed to go and that it becomes flush. And now for the other one, which is a bit further up over here. Let me get onto it first. There we go, right there. Tighten it by hand first, and then we can begin to tighten like so. Okay, there we have it. As you can see, it is flush. Now we can take this time to reinstall the Euro markers. Okay, they simply just push in and then turn like so. Push them in, turn it, and there it is. That's stuck in there now. Alrighties, now that we have the screws in and we can see that it's lined up, so now as we tighten it, you will actually see that it gets flusher and flusher. Now, feel for where the bolts are. There it is. Oops, sorry. Now we tighten, and as you can see, as I tighten, it brings the 2 pieces together. And there you have it. And the other one. See, so what I'm doing here is I'm just doing it by touch. Okay, there we go. Now that I've got it on there, I attach my ratchet and I tighten. Not too tight, but just enough, guys. There we go. Now just to double check both of them. They're on there nice and snug. There we go. That's one. And now for the other one. There we go. Perfect. Okie dokie. Okay guys, now before you actually put in the push clips for the wheel well, you actually have to install this part first. Yeah, so what I do is I get in with an extension and I just tighten it a little bit first. Okay, and then you can go in with the actual tool now and tighten it up. Very hard to see, but there you have it. There's that 8mm screw right there, and then we just tighten it all the way down. Okay guys, so before you put in all the wheel well clips, what you want to do is put in that 8mm through here. Okay, so there's the 8mm here, right there, as you can see. It's here, right there. You can barely see it, but there it is right there. And then make sure that this silver part here is coming over the top of this black piece, so it holds it in place like so. And then just tighten it down enough so that it secures it. You don't have to go crazy as well, just make sure it's secure. Okay, so now that you have actually put the 8mm screw back in, we can actually begin to put the push clips back in. Grab your push clip and put it back in. There we go. Okay, so now once you have all the push clips back in, we need to come underneath here and replace. Make sure that this plastic is over the top, like so. Slide this in here, hold it in place like so, and then you can see where this screw goes right now. It goes into here to hold these two plastic pieces together. You can just start it by hand like so, and then get your tool and tighten. Okay guys, so just to recap, you want to leave this part to the end and the clips to the end, because you need to come through the bottom here like I said before, and then reach in and reinstall that 8mm screw that holds the lower front bar support bracket. And then after you tighten that, you can put your clips back in, then reinstall this 8mm screw here, and then of course the push clip here as well. And then we do the same to the other side, and we're pretty much almost done. Once you install that 8mm bolt all the way in there, now we can begin to reinstall all the push clips. Just make sure the holes all line up. Now that the wheel well is installed, we can reinstall this 8mm down the bottom, line it up like so. Now you can see the mounting hole. Tighten by hand first, and then once you've gotten tight enough, snug, just tighten it with your tool. There we go. And then for lucky last, push clip. That's it, and we're in. And we're done, guys. Now we just have to tighten everything front, and we're good to go. Now all we have to do is make sure everything lines up. So go, and then push it back in. Now this is the part I was telling you about, where you just simply push it over the top and it clicks in. And now all we have to do is reinstall the two 10mm and reattach everything at the top, and we are done. And also the front grille. Now to reinstall this. Okay, make sure that everything lines up flush, that you have it exactly the way you want it on both sides. It's nice and tight. We go. And now to reinstall the front grille and plug in the star. So first things first, we plug in our WHADUP star. Go. Okay. Now we can tuck this here. Same on this side. There we go. It's all lined up, perfect. And we push it down. It's all clipped in. There we go. Perfect. Now we reinstall our 10mm up top. Done. Now all we have to do is install this top cover down. There we go, perfect. Make sure you put your hood release cable in its right place. Push everything down, it should all click into place like so. Perfect. This should be horizontal. To reinstall the air intake ducts as well as the top clips. Okay, so just like we took it off. That's one. So install this side. Same way. Make sure these are in first and then push it over the top. There we go. Perfect. Now to replace these, line them up with the holes that is meant for. This one. It's two. Now for the other side, line it up. One, two. Push it down. Push these lock pins in. And we are done. There you have it, guys. We are done. Alright, now we just have to look at the finished product. Make sure everything's the way it should be. Beautiful. Nice and flush. Yes. Lights. Everything. Beautiful. Grill. And then all the sensors. Flush, flush. As flush as can be. Alright, now test everything. As soon as we put it in reverse, pull the handbrake off, you can see the sensors are working perfectly, as you can see right there. That's what I call it. And that's my reverse camera there. As you can see, I have the sensors displayed as well, which is pretty cool. I love that feature. Okay, start her up and look at that. Everything is perfect, guys. I couldn't complain even if I wanted to. Okay, and then we take one more look around the car, make sure everything is right. Everything is the way it should be, as flush as it can be. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Everything is just the way it should be, guys. And that's how you remove the front bar on a W204 and tackle anything related to the front bar itself.